So recently I was thinking about when I started freelancing and then transitioned to virtual assistants and how hard it was to find my first client, and also how hard it is to find a client for a new virtual assistant even today. And really, when I think about it, I had one realization, and that is really success in virtual assistants for beginners, complete beginners. It often comes down to our daily habit. If you can integrate the right daily habit, the right habit in your daily activities, you are probably going to succeed in virtual assistants. And that is why today I'm going to share with you 5 daily habits that I had when I started that really helped me find a client and ultimately succeed as a virtual assistant. And the very first thing is thinking about it every minute of the day. When I started freelancing in 2019, it is all over my mind. Before I started freelancing, I was doing other things. I was trying many other things. And even when I started freelancing, I was doing YouTube content creation. But when I started, I realized freelancing can work. It can make money. I just go all in on it. And my daily habit became thinking about it every minute of the day. Whatever I'm doing, most of the times, I have freelancing at the back of my mind. If I'm doing some work, I'm just doing it to finish it quickly so that I can maybe check freelancer.com, or so that I can practice how to do this, how to do that. Whatever I am doing, I am thinking about freelancing. And the way I'm thinking about it is not just thinking about, okay, I probably should do this, I should start doing this and that. I am thinking about what I'm going to do next every minute of the day. At the time, I had a full-time job. And since I had a full-time job, I have to keep doing my full-time job. And even when I'm doing my full-time job, every about 30 minutes, I'm going to check my phone, open the freelancer.com app to see if there is any response to the proposals I sent. Every minute of the day, I'm thinking, okay, let me finish this so that I can check this, so that I can do that. It is just all over my mind. I get obsessed about it, and getting obsessed about it is really one of the key foundations that is going to help you succeed as a new virtual assistant. And the next thing that I do daily is I try to improve my work sample every single day. I started freelancing as a WordPress web designer. So what samples can I provide as a WordPress web designer? I create template. I created WordPress template on my own personal website, and I export the template. I also take a full screenshot of the template, and I use them as a work sample when I am sending proposals. And something I did is every single day I see a new job that's WordPress related, I just check the job description. When I send a proposal, I try to create something that is going to be similar to that job description, so that when I send a proposal next time, I have more samples to include. And every day I'm checking YouTube for tutorials. I'm going to behance.net searching for inspirations. And when I find something that looks really good, a landing page that looks really good, I just can't rest until I try to duplicate it on my own personal website, or I take some sections to improve my own the actual work samples that I already have. So this is really very important. As a virtual assistant, you are not creating landing pages, I get it, but whatever you are doing, there is room to create work samples. If you are offering data entry services, just create Excel data file. Go to Google Sheet, create a data file that looks attractive and readable. Every day, try to make it better. Try to add some maybe cool drop down. Try to make it just attractive to look at. And as a virtual assistant, you are not offering one single service. You are probably offering multiple services. So what more can you do? What more can you do in making your work samples better? Work samples is going to contribute a lot to you finding client. Because if you have attractive and the right work samples, that is even going to make your potential client interested in even talking to you. If you don't give them any reason to even speak to you, even if you send proposals, you might not even hear back from them. But if you develop a habit of making your samples better, creating more work samples, creating better work samples, you are really achieving two things at the same time. You are sharpening your skills, making yourself better, and you are also having more work samples that you can share with potential client. So this is another daily habit that really helped me succeed as a virtual assistant. And the next daily habit is a must. Every virtual assistant has to have it in order to succeed, and that is sending proposals every day. If you don't have a client, you are looking for a client, you just have to send proposals every day. It doesn't matter where. Find jobs and send proposals. Use Upwork, use Fiverr, heck, even use freelancer.com. Use cold outreach. Go to social media, go to YouTube, find people who are going to be interested in your services and offer it to them. If you are not sending proposals, you are not going to get hired as a virtual assistant. And if you don't have client, you are not a virtual assistant. So this is very important. It's really not enough to send just a few proposals. And if you didn't hear back from a potential client, you said, okay, something is wrong. It doesn't work like that. You just have to keep sending proposals. It doesn't matter if you send 50 proposals, you didn't hear back from a potential client, then maybe you need to send 100. The more proposals you send, the higher your chances, because the more proposals you send, the better you are going to be at writing proposals. And especially if you are putting learning at the center of everything you do, then the more proposals you send, the better you are going to be, and the higher your chances of finding your first client. Okay, the next daily habit that I had is I was open to everything. When I got started, I was open to everything, really. I had a lot of recommendations that use only Upwork or use Upwork and Fiverr, or don't use freelancing platform, use cold outreach, don't you do this, do that. When I got started, I was really open to anything. I was open to everything. And so I tried everything to figure out what will work for me. And I was trying every other platform until I really learned the ones that work for me and the ones that didn't work for me. And because I was open to everything when I got started, I started as a WordPress web designer. But when I figure out finding clients who need a WordPress website is a challenge, I shift to WordPress landing page design. And when I was offering landing page design, I got a client who needs me to create a banner for them, just a graphic. I wasn't offering graphic design, but I was open to it. I was just looking for something, really. And when I started on Upwork, the first client I had is someone who just wants a review of their website. They have an e-commerce website and they want someone from a customer's perspective to visit the website and provide them with a feedback. And they are going to pay $5 for the project, and it can take maybe 10-15 minutes to get it done. And that was my first project. I was open to everything. Everything that looks like an opportunity, I'm just going to go for it when I get started. And this really helped me. I made so many mistakes, and some things look like an opportunity. I took them up and it wasn't a good opportunity, but I learned instead. And this is really the only way to learn. Your time in the trenches is going to really help you get over every hurdle, learn what works and what doesn't work for you. Because there are very few things that work for everyone. So if you do things consistently, you are open to trying everything and testing everything, you are going to figure out what works for you. The next daily habit that helped me succeed is I was always thinking of what next. Okay, when I got started, I started with freelancer.com. I'm sending proposals on freelancer.com, but I'm thinking, okay, what next? I'm sending proposals. Before I find the client on the platform, what shall I do next? What can I do next? What extra can I do? And what comes to mind at that time is Fiverr. So I created my account on Fiverr. I was trying Fiverr also. I was working on Fiverr and freelancer.com. What next? Upwork. I tried Upwork. Because of the connect issue at that time, I didn't put enough energy into Upwork. So I used only the two platforms. But I was offering freelance WordPress web design. But since I couldn't find a client as a freelance WordPress designer, what shall I do next? I started offering WordPress landing page design. When I started finding some few clients as a freelance landing page designer, what shall I do next? Shall I just specialize as a freelance landing page designer? Maybe when I have enough reviews and enough client and enough credibility, I should start offering WordPress web design again, because I can charge higher if I'm offering website design entirely compared to just offering landing page design. But instead, I decided not to become a WordPress web designer and just become a virtual assistant. So this is really very important. Thinking of what next is very important, because there is always more you can do. You can always do more. If you are not happy with the position that you are, then there is more to do. Really, if you are only sending proposals and you are not hearing back from potential client, what next can you do? What next can you do? What is the next step? If you have this kind of thinking of what next, what can I do next? And when you think of what to do next, you go ahead and do it, then your chances of success as virtual assistant is going to be a lot higher. So these are the 5 daily habits that really helped me succeed as a virtual assistant. Next, you can watch this video that YouTube think is relevant for you. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.